Hello friends, this is a product review for the OLPR Wax Canvas Full Grain Leather Shop Apron. I've been using this for about the better part of the last 2 months, and there's a lot of good things to say about it, but I have some opportunities for improvement, so stick around and hear what I have to say. So let's talk about some of the things that I really like. First off, I love the length. I am 6 foot 5 inches tall. That's just under 2 meters, all right? And this goes down just above my knees, which is great. It's like a frock or a tunic. It really covers more of my body than I've seen other shop aprons do. It almost makes me feel like it's a welding apron. You know, I've seen that, or like a long artist schmuck. And there have certainly been times before where I get my pants dirty and things, or just feel like I could use some extra protection in my seat. And I'm glad that I get that. So the length is just terrific. The second thing that I like is the material. Now the material itself is a couple things. I assume this is the waxed canvas. Again, I don't know anything about leather. I assume this is waxed canvas, leather. Obviously this is leather, 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 leather. It is strong. There's a thing. I feel like I'm wearing a hide, and that's a great thing. Because, as you can see, this has taken a beating. You can see the beating on the leather section right here. There are already scars and scratches over the last couple of weeks, but I haven't felt that. I've been using great big pieces of plywood with a lot of sharp edges, and usually, you know, like if you're holding against a piece on your workbench and you're leaning into it, it can kind of poke into you, and sometimes you get a splinter or it just kind of stabs. I have not felt that at all, and that is surprising. It really does feel like a nice protective coat. So not only is the apron material nice and thick and durable, but the leather that's going over your shoulders and collecting around your waist to store your tools is nice and soft, but really strong. You can pull on it and you're not going to feel any sort of give. It's incredibly comfortable in my shoulders. It's leather on the front, and I assume this is leather on the back too. It's just a different texture, but it's soft. And here's another thing. Maybe this is the third thing that I like, but take a look on my back, and you can see that it's got this nice cross strap that's going, well, across my straps. And I was worried because I thought that was going to eventually like pull down or ride up or do something weird, but it hasn't. I've had a lot of things in my great big pockets, which we'll get to in a second, and at no time have I felt like I'm bearing a bad load. Just the positioning of the shoulder straps and that cross brace and the way it ties in the back, it really distributes the weight nicely. I'm thankful for that because other shop aprons that I've used have not distributed the weight well, and they've even like clasped in the back, or I've had to run them through like a belt loop and things, and they have gotten bogged down with materials in my pouch, and then it would do like this kind of a thing in time. But I have not experienced with this, and I have put it through the ringer. That's really terrific. The storage space. Pockets, oh my gosh, pockets. So of course we've got the main one right here, which is where my pencil, other marking tools, and measuring gauges always live. Then we've got, I would call this the main pouch right here. Like a can-can dancer? No? Okay. It's not even a can-can song. Anyways, that is great. Again, incredibly thick. But not only is it this inner pouch right here, which goes all the way through, but then you have these two pouches on the front of it. This is great. So this is where I put like my tape measure. But the lining on the inside of the pockets is so thick and robust. You can see, of course, mine are filled with sawdust, but they're hardy. And with other aprons that I've used, I would feel the poke of the tip of a screw coming through. And I don't feel that because with these outermost pockets, you have the inner pocket layer, and then you have the actual apron layer. So it's like double protection in front of your junk. So, hey, who can complain about that? The last thing that I want to talk about that I really like is the fact that you can see that the product is being used because it shows its wear marks really nicely. Now, maybe some people that won't resonate with, maybe you're the kind of person that likes to have everything pristine and perfect and leather with no scratches and things, but for me, I like to see a shop tool that's used, and the same goes with my apron. So if I come up close, you can see I've got some scratches here and some crease marks, and definitely down on the bottom I'm getting the same kind of thing going on. The leather, of course, is more susceptible to it, so they did engrave my Midwest Man Mountain logo right here. Looks like this was probably a laser burn, and this is definitely susceptible to any sort of wood. Or a fingernail will cause a pretty bad mark. So if you're the kind of person that doesn't like to see a logo get defiled or any sort of writing and things, maybe don't have this done to yours, but you will get scratches across the front here. And I got mine pretty quickly, but I like it. But that might be something that turns you off. One of the things that is kind of difficult is cleaning it, I've noticed. This is a big blob of glue. I got this when I was making a free little library, and unless you wait for a long time, wow, you know what? I have to take back that comment. So here, this is live learning. I was picking at this for a little while and I couldn't get it, and I think that's because I didn't let it set. And now take a look. This just came right off, and it was right there. And I bet if I rub it, that'll just fade in time. Okay, so I have converted my opinion in the moment. This is super easy to clean. So with glue. So if you do a lot of glue ups, just let it dry, and then you can peel it off with your fingernails, kind of like you could just scrape it off with a scraper on the piece of wood. Oh, and another thing that I really like, check out the stitching. So if I come up nice and close, here's the good stitching on the bottom. It makes it double thick. And again, good stitching all the way along the ends and pretty much everywhere. I mean, look at, you got that nice border up here across the top. Good double stitching on the leather. Really the leather all around. Every single pocket, double stitched, and it is on there tight. That's great. You know, a single stitch will show wear a lot quicker than a double stitch, so I appreciate the double stitching and the fact that it's nice and tight. And again, I've been abusing it and nothing has unraveled yet, so kudos. Same with these fun little metal fasteners here. I feel like they're, is it a grommet? I feel like they're done nicely. I only really have 2 ideas for improvement on this particular vest, and they're all laid out very similarly to this. It would be interesting if there was an option for different pocket layouts. I'm so accustomed to having a pencil in just one small slot that I know if I put my hand around that, that's what's going to come out. Maybe if you don't have a pencil that has this little clip right here, if you put it in, it can have the potential to just fall in there, and then you're digging in your little pouch, and that can be cumbersome if you have multiple tools in there. So either offering an option for this middle leather patch here to have different sewing down there so you can have compartments, that might be of interest to someone, or using some of this space here along the side of the belly for a thick cloth attachment, kind of like this nice leather loop right here. This is great for a heavy tool, so you know, take a hammer and then just boom, and it's good to go. And that's not going anywhere, and I trust it. But if you're the kind of person that would prefer to take your tape measure and then clasp it on something, you know, the back of a tape measure is, it's pretty tight. And I feel like if I gave it too much effort pushing it down on this leather, then in time I would maybe pop off this fastener right here, or I would start cutting the leather. That's my fear, so I'm not inclined to use the apron in that fashion. So maybe if there were another, 2 loops here, one if you're right-handed, one if you're left-handed, that were a thick cloth, and you could just, put that on there, you'd be set to go, and you could still fit your hammer below it or whatever other tool you're using. I think that might be a nice cosmetic and functional upgrade. And then finally, for the kind of people that have stuff, like heavy stuff in their pockets all the time, or maybe if they're a really girthy person, this size might not be as comfortable for you. So maybe an offering, instead of being an inch wide, they could have one that's 1.5 inches or 2 inches wide to distribute some of the weight if they're carrying a lot of tools in this over a greater surface over the shoulders. Again, I haven't experienced a problem with it. I'm a pretty big guy, 6'5", 240 pounds, and I've loaded this thing down. Hasn't been a problem, but that's not to say that somebody else mightn't enjoy an extra large, extra wide option. So again, opportunities for new product innovation down the line. So currently, as of April 2018, on their website, they have 9 different apron offerings. Some for men, some for women, some in non-wax canvas, some in wax canvas and leather, and they're all really very beautiful. This is one of their high-end wax canvas and leathers. It's retailing for $79, and they describe it as follows. This functional apron is handcrafted from the high-quality, durable wax canvas and full-grain leather, giving a stylish and classic look. It is designed for hard use and does not compromise on the mobility of the wearer. And to that, I 100% agree. In fact, I feel more safe wearing this because it wraps around my belly. It wraps around my waist, almost like I'm being hugged with protection. I really feel comfortable with this, especially if I'm going by a table saw. I know all of my clothes are tucked in and everything is behind this apron. Nothing's going to fall out. I just feel more compact. And when there's moving blades and stuff around that can catch loose clothing, I think that's a helpful added bonus. So in addition to shop aprons, the people at OLPR carry a ton of stuff. They got sweet leather journals, bags, Apple products, wallets, travel accessories, you know, a little valice, pet supplies, different accessories like belts and bracelets and cigar cases. You know, if you're a gentleman amongst gentlemen, perhaps you'd like a cigar case. It's pretty cool. You know, this is coming out in April. If you're looking for a Father's Day gift ahead of time, this is really worth it. This apron is going to last me, honestly, indefinitely. It's made of a super high quality material. And I'm a fan. There you have it. So thanks for watching. This was a little different than normal for a product review, me ranting and raving and talking about things and intersplicing other images and actual shots of me using it for different projects. But it's real, and I've had a time to use it, and I love it. So do you like your current shop apron? Are you thinking of getting one of these now that you've seen this? If so, the link is in the description below. It's not an affiliate link. I don't get paid or anything. I just think they're cool, and maybe you will too. So be sure to let me know you watched this in the comments. And if you're new, I hope you'll like and subscribe. We do other product reviews here, and by we, I just mean me. That's a royal we. Look it up. Anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.